I finished watching Dragonball Super again, and I decided to make a video because I grew up with Dragon Ball. It's actually one of the first animes that I seen, and I really love the universe. I really love a lot of the characters. However, I didn't really like Dragon Ball Super, and I know this is controversial. Like maybe some people are going to get upset, and the reason that I don't like it is that the story sucks. You see, Dragon Ball Super has a story the same way porn movies have a story. It's like the pizza man is ringing the door and the big buxom lady comes out. But unfortunately, she doesn't have money to pay for the pizza, so they figure something else. Or, you know, like, she can't open the cookie jar, and he opens the cookie jar for her, and now she wants to give him a reward. Like, it's really that type of story. But instead of, like, them having sex in Dragon Ball, they're just fighting. So it's like some random story in order for the characters to have a reason to fight. And, I mean, that's not a problem if you like the fights, which I do, but I think like Dragon Ball Z also had cool fights, and on top of that, it also had like a serviceable story. What I mean is that the reason people like Dragon Ball Z is that it had a lot of tension. I mean, one of the greatest things in Dragon Ball Z is the Gallic Gun from Vegeta going against Goku's Kamehameha. And you don't really get that many moments similar to that in Dragon Ball Super because there is no tension. And I think like the reason there's no tension is because of Lord Beerus. And I'll explain what I mean in a little bit. But let's look at the story, right? So first of all, Battle of the Gods does have tension. Because you get like Goku fighting off against an opponent that's a lot stronger than him. And he threatens that he's going to destroy the Earth. Yeah, like, destroying the Earth isn't really something that we can really comprehend, just like how devastating it is, because it's just on a such big scale that the viewers just don't care. But it's probably going to kill Goku and friends, and we care about those characters in this universe, so I guess, like, the stakes are, you know, significant enough. But, the problem is that after the first arc, after the Battle of the Gods, you get into the resurrection of Frieza, right? And in the resurrection of Frieza, you have like Golden Frieza fighting against Goku. And then Frieza notices that Lord Beerus is there. And I'm thinking it's like, okay, well, at this point, like, Lord Beerus being a lot stronger than Frieza, there's no way that this has any more tension, because even if Frieza wins, then clearly Lord Beerus will step in and is going to make things better, right? Well, I hear some people say it's like, no, hold on a little bit, like Lord Beerus isn't on anyone's side, so, you know, he just doesn't care. But he does, because Frieza, like, literally wins. I mean, he destroys the Earth, and Frieza can survive in outer space, so technically he wins, but, well, not Beerus, but in this case, like, Lord Whis steps in and just, like, turns time back and allows the good guys to win. And it's like, well, so I didn't feel the tension. And for good reason, because like they just remade the story so that the good guys win, right? You see what I mean? And now like every time I see Lord Beerus on a scene, I'm like, well, is Whis just going to turn time back just like he did the previous time? Like, why wouldn't he? You know? And then you go into the next arc, which is the little tournament between Beerus and Champa, and there's like very little tension to be had here as well. I mean, it's like, okay, well, I guess, like, Goku could lose, but, like, what would that mean? Like, would Lord Beerus actually kill him? I mean, probably not, because, like, at this point, they're kind of good friends with each other, so there's very little tension. And then, like, the one of the most disappointing, and one of the most, arcs that doesn't have any tension whatsoever has to be the Goku Black arc, right? Because, like, you get like this mystery, like who is Goku Black? Like, okay, fine, fair enough, you know, that's a great mystery. And then you find out who he is, and they're going into his timeline in order to fight him. And there's no Beerus, right? There's no Beerus into the timeline, so now there's no one to build them up. But like every time they get in trouble, every time they get an ass whooping, they have the opportunity to just like run back to the time machine and go back into their timeline, and Goku Black can't chase them there. So it's like, okay, well, where's the tension now? It's like every single time they're in a pinch, every single time they're about to get beaten, they can just use the time machine and it removes every single tension. But not only that, like at this point, Goku actually makes friends with Zeno, and Zeno gives him a button that he can press. And we know like Goku has the ability to summon like level 25 monster or some shit. It's like he summons Zeno. And I knew this like throughout the entire arc, because that was like a major plot line. I don't even know like how people didn't even expect that. Because like when Goku Black becomes like this really powerful entity and it's dominating the universe or whatever, Goku literally just presses the button and it's the I win button for Goku. And it's just like, there is no tension, right? And then you get to the last tournament, you know, the final, I guess, saga, which is the tournament one. And at this point, like, they stop even trying to make a story. They really do. It's like just episode after episode of fighting, because like they're in a tournament, like most of the background is dull as well, probably to just like shit these episodes as fast as possible. And it's such unbelievably lazy writing that even the space where the battles take place in doesn't seem to matter anymore. Because in the initial shot, the ring looks kind of smallish. I mean, it looks to the point where everyone could see everyone else at the whole time. But as the saga goes up, like, the ring is just as big as it needs to be. I mean, there's destruction everywhere. There's, like, some mountains here and there in order to separate people, quote-unquote. It's just, like, really bizarre. It's just, like, a reason to have, like, all right, we want Piccolo, Gohan, and, like, 2 other people fighting. So we're going to make that episode. And they're fighting, like, somewhere really, really far away from everyone else. But at the same time, it's also really close to the edge so that when they need to eliminate someone, they can just get pushed easily. It's like, honestly, it's the most bizarre thing. It's like literally Akira Toriyama going like, okay, I give up. Let's just have like this battle royale with just gray background so that you can't really tell at which part of the ring they're in, and just like have people fight. Just do it. Just why not? Like there doesn't need to be any type of point to it. I mean, they're in a tournament. They just meet each other and they kick ass. It's like, why? Sure, go with that. And it's just like people fighting other people with no reason. Okay, no rhyme, no reason. Just like, okay. But I didn't really mind because it's like, that's why I watch Dragon Ball. It's just anime fight porn. That's what it is. It's like, no, there's no deeper meaning to this. And if you talk about the story, it's like, yeah, really. So Akira Toriyama just gave everyone a power-up. You know, like, everyone is almost as strong as Super Saiyan Blue right now. Well, maybe not at that level, but it's kind of strong enough that they can compete. You know, so now, like, the androids are almost as strong as the main cast, like Goku and Vegeta. And you also have, like, Master Roshi. Now he's upgraded, and he can go the Mafuba against, like, powerful opponents like Frieza, which begs the question, like, why didn't he travel to Namek in order to do that? Or why didn't he do it against Cell or whatever? You know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Dick Geekdom will explain it, because that's literally his job, to explain why the porn story actually makes sense and fits. But whatever. Yeah, but my point is that, again, there's no tension, because the winner gets to ask the dragon a wish. And like from the beginning of the whole thing, I'm like, okay, so the people who lose have their universes eliminated, but like what's to stop the person winning to wish all the universes back? And that's literally what they do. So yeah, I mean, I just think Dragon Ball Z is a lot better because of the tension part. You know, it's like at least, you know, when you see Cell managing to get his perfect form and Vegeta can't lay a dent on it, you're like, oh shit. You know, when like Frieza is fighting Goku and the planet is about to be destroyed, and you're like, okay, can they hurry up the fight because the planet will explode or whatever? And Dragon Ball actually had tension more so than other animes because characters can die. I know they can get to be wished back and stuff like that, but like it's still possible for someone to get killed in a battle, and then you probably get to see less of them, or you know, you get to get their own arcs in the afterlife or whatever. I mean, that was a lot more cooler than what we see in Dragon Ball Super. And by the way, like this brings me back to the fact that in Dragon Ball Z, a lot of attacks would just one-hit opponents, like it would just kill them. Like if you took a Kamehameha wave, you'd probably die. But in Dragon Ball Super, especially in the last arc, in the tournament arc, like a lot of these energy attacks just don't kill people. Which is like weird. But whatever, you know, I'm just ranting. I mean, I just watched Dragon Ball Super and I'm really salty about it. So, you know, let me know what you guys think, and I'll